Okay, now you can continue. I'm free now.
All right. So I guess we wanted to ask you next about marching with the suffragettes.
Well, let me see. Oh yes, this was in 1912, and by 1912 I had switched to the Pittsburgh Post,
Yes.
big morning paper owned by a banker. Well, anyway, the evening paper, my former assistant editor at the Pittsburgh Leader, his name was Harold Thurlkeld, had become editor of the Pittsburgh Sun, the evening edition of our paper. See?
Yes.
And he dared me to march with a suffrage parade. All the women's movement in 1912 was concentrated on only one point. They didn't want equal rights with men. They wanted the right to vote.
Yes.
They figured out if they had the right to vote, they would have every right that's possible. They would end wars forever all over the world if women had the right to vote.
Yes.
This was the ideal of the time. Well, I tell you that the attitude of the public was a lot different then. Now, there were about 5, maybe 10,000 women in this parade. And we were a little group part way in this group of about 25 or 30 men, including the editor of the Evening Sun, Thurlkeld, and myself.
Yes.
And as we paraded, everybody on the street, they may have even applauded the women, but the moment they saw us, they yelled out, "Sissies, fairies, homos," you know?
Yes.
And, well, words didn't hurt us, but you realize that by 1912 in Pittsburgh, the brewers' big horses were still delivering beer, and the streets were not full of automobiles.
Yes, that's right.
And although they had swept the streets, there were what we call horse apples all over the street. And when they started kicking up this horse dirt, they splattered us, this 25 or 30 men. We were splattered with horse dung.
Yeah, horse dung.
Foot.
Yes.
And we had, well, I don't know if we continued the parade to the end, but we had to go home and take off every bit of clothing and have it washed or dry cleaned or something. We were ruined.
Yes.
And this was our experience, and this was the experience of a man who favored women's suffrage in 1912.
Yes.
In a provincial town, or rather a big city like Pittsburgh.
Yes. Yes.
It's strange, huh?
Interesting story. Yes, sure.
Strange, I think.